Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, the video today is on this 2011 Mercedes S-Class blue efficiency. I believe this is the S350, but I'm not 100% sure. To be fair with you, that doesn't really matter, because what we're going to do is nothing to do with the engine. So, very quick, the car was sold. This car was sold and came back because of a couple issues. 3 issues. One, I don't know yet if we're going to be able to fix it, because apparently it happens very randomly. One of the other 2 issues also happens quite randomly, but he reckons it's easier to how to put it across. It's easier to replicate. And one last one apparently is always there. So let's gonna see if I can explain you what the issues are. So, issues. Parking sensors, apparently every now and then they stop working. There is a warning on the dash for some side lights or something like that. And apparently every now and then the radio stops working. So apparently, apparently every now and then the radio, actually it sent me a picture which I'm gonna put here, so you can see what the radio does. So it comes up with that fault. You reckon it lasts for a few seconds and then it starts working again. So that's the issue. And as I was saying, parking sensors and something to do with a warning for lights, for the side lights. Anyway, we're going to start this thing and we're going to try to replicate some of the faults, see what the problems might be, and we'll go from there. Okay, let's gonna start this thing. Okay. Okay, so the radio is definitely working.
If you've taken down to 7,000.
Okay, so it's definitely working, the radio. Okay, so they are working. Yeah, they are working. Let me go back a little bit. They are working or no? Why they are showing? Actually, don't know if they are working, because they are just stuck on there. There's nothing in front of the car now, other than that car at the end, but it shouldn't be showing. It shouldn't be showing that, that's for sure. So definitely. So the rear ones. Let me see the rear ones. Let me go back. Right, let me move this way. Let me get the car close to that one in there. In the mirror, as you can see in there. Let's gonna get the rear close to that. Yeah, so the rear one. Yeah, so you might can hear the beep, and you can see right there, right at the back. On focus. So yeah, so the rear ones are working, but the front ones are always stuck like that. So I think the front sensors are now working. I was under the impression that if some of the sensors stop working, they just stop the whole system, but looks like I'm not 100% sure why it's showing like that. So that's number one. So now I need to know about these lights. What's wrong with the lights? So turn the lights on. Okay, so lights are on. As you can see in that car in there. See in there. Funny that it doesn't show the lights are on the So this is not showing. Ah, there we go. Front right hand side marker lamp, front left hand side marker lamp. Okay, front right. Okay, so these are the faults, and then the radio that sometimes doesn't work. So how are we gonna approach this? Let me think. Okay, so let me see where to start. So first thing I've done, guys, was, let me show you, because of the common issue that we all know about on these cars. I was looking for water, but unfortunately, or fortunately I would say, this is rather clean. Look at this. There's no signs of water ingress whatsoever, as you can see. Okay, same on this side. There is a reason why I pulled the amp. I will explain you in a second. But yeah, but everything looks absolutely, it looks really dry. Now the reason why I pulled the amp is because of the following. So at the moment I do have sound and all that good stuff. Let me go to something else that's not going to be copyrighted. Okay, so
responsible in the way you use it, so don't have it at the dinner table.
So we do have sound, but interestingly enough, right at the start, when I tried to communicate with that amp at the back, that module, I could not get. I'm communicating now, as you can see. I'm just going to come out of the module. There we go. So now I'm communicating with the module just fine. But right at the start, even though everything was working, for some reason I couldn't. And under command, which is going to be this module here at the front, when I tried to do something here, let me show you. Active tests, and then we do that. Okay. So now I'm guessing it's going to show me responded. So in this menu now that's going to come up, I can see all the modules that are coded on the car and which modules are or not responding. And oh, but I still get the same. Look at that. So this module, the tuner, is coded and I get no reaction. TV tuner, there's no TV tuner, as you can see. It's not coded, not coded. Media interface is coded and it does reaction. And then BO sound is not coded. But so let me repeat this test, because it's doing exactly the same thing. I think this is the module in the boot on his way out. But I might be wrong. Again, no reaction. Not really sure why he's doing this. But now, as you've seen, I can actually communicate with that module, which I could not do at the start for some reason. Let me see if I still have sound.
And I live in 5.
Yeah, I do still have sound. So, guys, for these, my thinking is going to be that the module somehow is failing, maybe. I'm not going to waste too much time, because the guy said to me it's quite intermittently. He said sometimes doesn't happen for ages and then it just happens, and then so I'm not going to waste too much time. The only thing I'm going to do is probably so I'm not going to waste too much time with this here. So the only thing I'm going to do probably is I'm going to unplug everything, clean all the connections, etc., and then we'll go from there. Now, this car has been either on an accident or something happened on this car. So when I took this side first, I've seen, I don't know if you can see there, see that those bits, they are the same as we have on this side, and they are glass. They are glass. So I think it's an original Mercedes screen, so something must have happened on this car. I'm not sure. But honestly, everything looks quite tidy. Nothing looks like, you know, everything looks in perfect conditions. So more glass right there at the bottom. Yeah, something happened on this car. Anyway, again, and last time on this module, I'm not going to waste too much time. It is working. It's going to be extremely difficult to find a problem that happens once in a blue moon. So I'm not going to waste too much time. Again, we're just going to clean connections, although I had everything unplugged, and they look quite clean, to be fair with you. But nevertheless, we're going to clean all the connections and just plug in everything back on, and that will be it for this problem. The problem now I'm going to focus on, and that's probably what this video is going to be more about, is going to be the parking sensors and the lights. See why those lights are reporting an issue. Let's going to see first if they are working. So I think I'm going to start on the lights. Because, well, just because. We're going to start on the lights. Okay, and because there's a little bit of glare and you couldn't really see the lights, I put this cardboard. So the side lights, if I'm not wrong, they should come up here on the side. Okay, this is the ones here, and then obviously here on the side. So that's what we're going to look for. I believe these are LEDs, if I'm not wrong. I'm pretty sure they are LEDs. So we're gonna do right side first. So let's gonna do right side is F3. So I know you can't really see the screen, but it doesn't really matter. So right side, it should be the driver side. Yeah, there you go. So you can definitely see they are on. I don't know how many LEDs are supposed to come on each side, but it's definitely on. Okay, so I don't know. That's good. So now let's gonna do, so F3 is on, so let's gonna do F4. So now we should turn that side off. Yeah, and should turn. Yeah, it's working. Look at that. So why are we getting a fault? That's strange. Let's gonna do F5, that's both sides. Oh, hold on, huh? Why is coming on? Hold on. Oh, you see these at the bottom? Why they didn't come on straight away if they are part of the... I'm a little bit confused now. F6. Let me stop everything. Okay. Okay, I'm really confused right now because I really don't know. So which ones are supposed? Okay, so we come off. Everything's gone off. Okay, let's gonna go to the side lights again. So that are they the parking lights? Left, standing, and parking lamps. So F3. Okay, so F3, that side comes on. And that one came on at the bottom. What the heck going on with this? What is going on? What is going on? F4. This side comes on, and now what? Oh man, and now that side come on. What the hell? Right, I'm really confused, guys, right now. Let me come out of this. Let me go into the parking light. There's something here for parking light, so everything is off now. So parking light. E13, so that's the ones. So F3. Active, so F3 is for the left side on. It says it's active, 100%, but nothing came on. Oh no, sorry. Park lights, so that's the park light. Is that the park light or the side light? Right, I'm really confused right now. Well, I should have done my homework first. So that's the left, so let's go to the right, which is F4. So now that one came on. So is this the parking lights then? So F5 is both. Okay. So looks like, now let's gonna do F6 to stop. So maybe this is actually the parking lights, and the other ones I was actually activating is the ones at the bottom. Side lights, so the side lights, will that be the side lights, the ones at the bottom then? Because there's a point here where it turns everything on. Left side, so F3, left side, no F4, to the right side. Let's gonna do F4. No, sorry, it's that side. What? Ah, I think I know what he meant. So when I do like F4, so left side. So left side, I'm not sure, it looks like it's from the front of the car. So it turns automatically the side lights. F5, left and right. Guys, I'm not really 100% sure what's going on with this. I'm really confused, but either way everything is working. So let's now come out of this and let's gonna turn the actually switch on and see exactly what comes on. Okay, that's off, that's off. If I come out of this, it should turn everything off. Yes, it did, so everything is off. Okay, so let's gonna turn side lights. Let me see what comes on the side lights. So everything is on. So why is it giving me a fault? Why is this giving me a fault? Left and right side marker lamp. Okay, and after the last clip, man. Right, so let me see if I can explain you why we got this far and why. Okay, so after the last clip, I just sat down on the car and started to scratch my head. What the heck's going on? All the lights are working, everything is fine. And there was one thing that is that side marker. Why I'm under the impression that the side markers are those lights used in America on the side of the bumpers, which obviously we don't use that in the UK. So I thought, okay, I need to go through everything. I need to make sure all the connections are good. So I took the bumper off. We have an issue with the parking sensors, as if you guys remember. Although I have a feeling that I know what's wrong with the parking sensors. Well, more onto that on the next video. If I do a next video for it, probably I will, or I might just capture everything on here. But I might make a separate video, actually, to be honest with you now. But yeah, so I came all this forward to remove one of the lights, disconnect the lights, make sure all the connections there are clean. It could be a resistance problem that would be triggering that fault. I remove all the modules, make sure everything was clean inside. There's 3 modules underneath the light. I disconnected all those modules. All the connections are good. Blah 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 blah. And then I thought, right, let's gonna get the big guns. Well, the big guns, because obviously on the let me take these off. The big guns, because obviously the Maxi Cs, I don't have a subscription active, and I just want to show you this. So let's go back, and let's go back again and again. and again, and again. Okay, so let's gonna load this module. And I think I don't even need to go into development mode, which I was on development mode when something popped up and I thought, wow, is this going to be my problem? That's when I start to record again. Now, probably a bit of knowledge on my side would have been helpful because of these side markers. Again, I'm pretty much adamant now that the side markers are the ones on the side of the bumper. I might be wrong, especially guys, because every single light is working. There's nothing wrong with the lights. So I don't understand why the car is throwing this fault. But let's gonna go here and see if it does the same that does in, so control unit adaptations. Is that the one in there? Yes, it is. Display of coding data. I think it's not going to do all the codes. I think it's not going to do it. Oh, he's going. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so okay, so this is okay. So it doesn't throw the fault. So let's gonna go back. Let's gonna go back again. Is that the one? Is this for programming or does it give me the option for coding? No. Let's gonna cancel this. Okay, let's gonna go to development data. That's where it gives me that fault. We're gonna go to control unit adaptations, and I'm gonna go to variant coding, and look what happens when I go here. So this is global variant coding, and then in there is internal variant coding. I'm gonna go to global, and it tells me this. Okay, now when I come inside this variant coding, obviously I have all the options now here. Okay, and I'm not gonna be struggle now to find which one is night vision. There we go. This, if I'm not wrong, it means country code. There's not coded, as you can see, and look, when I come down, you see, and if I scroll up, boom, that's where it should be here, and that's what we're going to code. Okay, but before I do this, I'm going to go through the rest of the module, see if there's anything else that stands out. So I don't know, guys, is this module being replaced by someone? And this is the issue with cars, that you have no background whatsoever. I'm not sure. So we're going to go through everything else that I've seen so far. It looks like it's okay. But obviously I'm going to check the rest of the module, see if there's anything, and then I guess we'll go from there. Okay, and I couldn't really find anything else that would stand out. So I came off for all the modules, and we're going to turn ignition on. Okay, lights are on. So left hand side driving lamp, because they are on the bumper. Left hand side, right hand side. Left hand side. Okay, so the other two lights, they are out. Yes, it looks like we found the issue. So let's get just gonna 100% confirm. So I'm gonna turn the lights off, turn these off. What am I gonna do now? Boom. Let's go, just gonna push everything back in place. So I think that was the problem. Someone either has been messing around with the sum on this car, with the coding, or someone changed it and didn't code the thing correctly, or something along those lines. Not 100% sure. Either way, I think we found the problem, and what we're going to do now is I'm going to put this light back in place, just push the bumper back in place, and then we're going to look at the sensors. I have a feeling that I know what the problem for the sensors are. If the problem for the sensors is what I think it is, I'm not going to make a video for it because it's something so silly that I'm not going to even bother, and I'll just show you what the problem is. And I've noticed that when I was removing the bumper. I will take you through that in a second. Okay, so this is kind of the moment of the truth. So the bumper is in place, everything is connected, the side lights, or the day running lights, whatever it's called. So the car kind of went to sleep, sort of. Well, it's not surely for sleepy yet, but right. Lights are in the off position. Ignition on. I have the battery on charge, by the way, just in case if you guys are wondering. So let me take this. Right, so moment of the truth. Lights off. Sorry, lights on. Hey, no faults. Wow. Took a little bit for me to figure out what could possibly be wrong. You're never gonna guess that someone has been doing this kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah, sometimes you need to think a little bit off the box, and wow, so someone definitely has been messing around with the coding of these again, or the module has been replaced by someone that didn't code this thing correctly. So we got this bit done. Next thing is the parking sensors. As I said to you guys, I think I know what the problem is, but let's just gonna go through we're gonna use these now that is plugged in. I've seen the issue, I think, when I was with the MaxiSys connected, but now that we have this connected, we're just going to do it using this. So we're going to quickly go to load all of this. That's hot. I haven't plugged in the sensor yet in the bumper. That's gonna take these off. Right, so let's gonna go to control units, and now we're gonna go to that's gonna be probably body. Body, maybe not. Information and communication, maybe. Parktronic, there we go. So okay, that's fine. So let's fault codes to start with. It's probably there is fault codes because I had the bumper disconnected, obviously, so he's gonna have codes. I'm sure he's gonna have some. Probably is that, so we'll clear this. Ignition is off, ignition is on. Okay, it's gonna go back now. Let's gonna go to actual values. Okay, so this needs selector level in position R. So reverse is engaged, and we need to take the brake off. There we go. So let's gonna go to the front bumper. Oh, it's working now. It is working now. Okay, so let me show you. Okay, so let me show you what I think the problem is. Don't move. Let me show you what I think the problem is. Okay, so I should have showed you this, what I've seen on the MaxiSys. So why the front sensors was showing all red all the time, and was not really throwing a fault. Again, as I was saying, I was under the impression that if one fails, if one of the sensors fails, the whole system shuts down. And I was a little bit why the front ones were showing. So I've checked quickly on live data on the MaxiSys, and the MaxiSys show me that sensor and that sensor was showing 20 odd centimeters, and everything else was showing 255, and this was roughly where the car is. I reversed the car again against that car in there, like in an angle, and the rear sensor started to work straight away. This one, as I've showed you, all the way up to the front, and that was still showing that. So that was my live data. And then when I came here, And I think this is what was causing the issue. I've seen this. Someone put a screw on the number plate and put that against there and push this away from the bumper. And this is the same on both sides. And I think this sensor somehow is catching this corner here. And that sensor was doing the same. So I think that was the poor workmanship of someone else that installed this number plate. So, and maybe now because I've been here messing around with this, I've seen this, and then I've been here touching this, and maybe that I put in a position that is not ready now. So what we're going to do is take these off, cut those screws a little bit smaller, put everything back in, and then give you a test. This is priceless and absolutely amazing. So you have the screws, 2 holes in there, and you have these holes here that are part of the number plate carrier in there and in there where the bolt should go, and someone opened another bolt, another one in there, and this one was going down here somewhere. So all they had to do was to align everything correctly, and this wouldn't be an issue. Seriously, this is unbelievable. Right, let's gonna finish this off. Okay, so there we go, everything back in place. As you can see, that's the way it should be. So now we're gonna close this bonnet, and we're gonna give it a test. So it's gonna go inside the car. It's gonna start this thing. Oh. Right, that's gonna start this thing. Okay, so first of all, lights are on, and there is no fault, which is very, very good. Okay, so that's brilliant. Lights off, lights on. Haha, everything works. Beautiful. So that's fixed. Let's just gonna quickly check my sensors. What I'm gonna do is I think it should have enough battery now. Just gonna push that a bit out of the way. Let's close this. Okay, so drive. Look at that. Right, that's gonna go forward. Oh, look at that. Wait. Beautiful. So it is working, and so what I want to show you guys is that, where's the pen? Here's this front bumper. So the issue I was having was before, okay, not sure where I was going, but basically guys, what I was seeing before was the inner front sensors, these 2 sensors in the middle, they were showing like 20 odd centimeters, and sometimes they would go like to 0, and then they were fluctuating too much. They were not like this. So obviously now, let me go forward, now everything is reading the way it should. Look at that. Nice, very nice. So to me this is fixed, guys. So right, just to recap and to wrap up this video now, lights, yeah, someone, and I'm gonna repeat the same thing again, someone either changed this SAM, maybe the SAM was changed from a different car, and I don't know guys, I have no background whatsoever. Maybe it was a new SAM that was not programmed correctly, maybe someone has been messing around with the coding on this, who knows. That was the problem with the side markers. It took me a little bit to figure out that the side markers was the things on the bumper, which straight away at the beginning I thought about that would be that, but then, you know, guys, look, it's a learning curve, we all learn, we all do mistakes. I did a little bit of chase my own tail a little bit, but we got there in the end. So that was the issue. Parking sensors, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the issue. Someone put those bolts in the wrong place, pushing the number plate forward, and the sensors in the middle was catching the corners of the number plate. As for the radio, obviously guys, now everything is working. I've only seen that problem that I've showed you on the picture when I disconnect the module. So when I've disconnected the module to clean, etc., to check connections, I've seen it comes up straight away an available unit and available, whatever that is. So I believe that's the module that is faulting. So it might be that the module is on its way out. It might be that's going to fail sooner or later. But because it's not a constant problem, it's very difficult to trace. And to be fair, the guy wants the car back. He only gave me today to work on the car, so we're gonna have to. I'm just gonna ring him now, tell him to pick up the car, which I don't even know what the time is now. No, that's absolutely wrong. There's no time on this. Must be a clock somewhere. Hey, what's wrong with me today? Right, so there we go, 6:35 nearly. So yeah, I'm just gonna ring the guy to pick up these. But yeah, I think we did quite a lot. We figured out some of the issues, and yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this video. This video is going to be mainly for the lights. The rest is just bonus footage, I guess, bonus repairs, and that's it, guys. So yeah, what else to say? With no further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Just a quick thing. I'm not sure if the Maxis probably would do that with a subscription. If I would go through initial startup on this module and just do, or the gateway module, and just do all the thing. But obviously with with this one, you can just go into engineering mode and just do the whole thing, or developer mode and just do the whole thing. So yeah, sometimes you need the tools, otherwise you can't do the jobs. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you learned something. Yeah, hope there's some information here you guys can find useful, whatever. If you do still have any questions, you know exactly how it works, just put them below. And like always, thank you for watching. Okay, a little bit of, what do you call it, after repair. So basically I spoke with a guy. I told him the car was ready, blah, blah, blah. Now, the thing with this is, and that's some people sometimes a little bit difficult to work with, because initially the guy said to me to focus on the lights and on the sensors, the radio, because that was just happening randomly. The guy said, have a look, but not to worry too much. So when I rang him and I told him to pick up the car, I don't know if it was because I charged him probably less than he was expecting. He said, oh, can you fix the radio? I said, okay, here we go. So basically I said to him, look, you need a new module, blah, blah, blah. Then he went on eBay. On eBay, there's no, this particular module, there's not a single one on eBay with the same part number, at least with the same part number. There is a few, well, there are actually loads of them from Germany, Spain, etc., etc. But in the meantime, what I've decided to do is I spent another couple of hours. It's about 8 o'clock now. I think it's about 8 o'clock. Yeah, it is 8 o'clock. Look at that. 8 o'clock. So I spent another 2 hours trying to figure out what could be wrong with this. And basically, I came here to this module, and what I've noticed is, when I unplug this socket here, which is the one that has the powers and grounds, which is these two wires here. Brown is the back, the brown is the ground. This front one, red with the white strip, is the 12 volts. This is the main power to the module. What I've noticed is, if I would unplug that, I would get the message I could see here through the rear screen. I could see I would get the unavailable device unavailable. And then if I would plug it back in within, like, I don't know, 5-10 seconds, plug it back in. I don't know if you can hear the fan running. I hope you can hear the fan running. Basically, I would plug it back in. Within 2 seconds, the fan would start. And then within another 2 or 3 seconds, I would get the radio working. And then within 4 or 5 seconds, the module would just reboot. Would just shut down. I would get message, I would get device unavailable, and then it would reboot again. And we'll do that 4 or 5 times until the module actually would stay on. So what I've decided to do is I've opened the module again, and I replaced 3 capacitors. So there is 2 capacitors on the main rail voltage in feed, or on the power in feed. Feed to the module, which is these 2 capacitors here. They are 1000 1025 volts, and then there's another one, which is this one here, which is 25 470. Okay, so I've changed these three capacitors. I've actually changed it with the higher rated ones. I think one I've changed it with 1500 35 volts, and this one here, I think this one actually, no, this one I found a 470, the same, but 35 volts. I didn't have a 25, so I put a 35. Anyway, all of this to say what? To say that now, if I unplug the module, when I plug it back in, the module boots up and stays on. So I'm going to just show you that. I'm going to turn the light off so you can see there on the radio. Can you see it? I think you can. So you can see there that the radio is on. So I'm going to unplug. I'm going to unplug this, that one there. Then I'm going to leave it for a few seconds, and then I'm going to plug it back in. So look at the radio. I'm going to unplug. There we go. Device unavailable. Now I'm going to plug it back in. It's plugged in. The module came back on. Module is running. I can hear the fan. So the radios come back and the module is running. I don't know if you can hear the fan. So the module never did the same thing again. I should have probably showed you. I didn't know if I would fix the problem or not. I just thought that looked like the capacitors were not be able to keep up with the surge, and when you put the power, the capacitors were not keeping the voltage going. So yeah, so I replaced those, and now it is working. So I know it was working before, and therefore it's a little bit difficult to establish if this is fixed or not, but definitely I've tried many times. I've noticed that when I was cleaning initially the pins, and then when the guy said blah blah blah, look at it, oh, can you not fix it, basically, and they said, look, it's going to be difficult because it's working, there's nothing really I can measure. But guys, this might not be the fix, but we did this, and so far is definitely behaving different. So I'm going to recap. So before, I would take the power off the module, wait a few seconds, I would get the device available, plug it back in. Within a few seconds the module would come back on, this would start work, and then the module would reboot, would shut down, the fan would stop, this would become device unavailable, and then the module would restart again, and would do that 4 or 5 times until actually would come on and would stay on. Since I replaced the capacitors, I've tried already a couple times. This time now that I've showed you is probably the 6th or 7th time I tried, and the module just comes back on and stays on straight away. So it's behaving different. If that is the fix or not, I don't know. The guy reckons that if I can't fix it, he will get the module. So I think I'm going to tell the guy to take the car like this and try it, see what he does. If he does the same thing again, then obviously we will have to get another module. I don't know what he's going to do. If he's going to get a module from Mercedes, if he's going to get, I don't know what he's going to do, but that's where we are, guys. I know it's another 7 minutes add on to the video. I just thought about sharing this with you just in case, and that's it. Now, yes, this is the end of the video. It's already dark. Well, hope you learned something. Right, no, I'm not done yet. Right, so, oh man, some people are really hard work. So I rang the guy this morning to pick up the car, and I've explained to him everything I've done that you guys just seen on the previous clip, and the guy just goes, oh, I think I'm going to replace the module. Really? So I spent about 2.5 hours or whatever that was, removing the module again, opening the module, did what we did. I'm actually quite convinced the module is fixed, but again, I explained to him, only time will tell. You're going to have to drive the car or take the car and see what happens. I've tried a few times this morning. He worked every single time, but he was working before I've done what I've done, apart from that little bit I've explained. So it's one of those things. Only time will tell. But the guy wants to replace the module now. So yeah, I've wasted a little bit of time for nothing last night. So the guy is going to come and pick up the module because Mercedes wants £379 plus VAT with a £60 discount if you take the old module. So I just removed the old module for him, and he should be here very shortly to pick it up, and he's going to bring me the module tomorrow. I'm working nights today and tomorrow, so I can't do nothing now until I leave nights, but when I leave nights we will be then installing the new module. Well, not the new, this is the old one, but we're going to be installing the new module and get it programmed. So it's gonna probably be very similar to the one we did on the other S-Class actually, but still I'm gonna record it just for closure purpose. Just make sure we get this done right. But yeah, so yeah, some people are hard work. Why didn't tell me straight away, look, I want a new module, full stop, and I wouldn't be wasting my time, but it is what it is. So now, yes guys, it's going to be the last of me on this video. When the video comes out, I will publish the programming of the new module, etc, and we'll go from there. That's just what it is. So with no further ado guys, yeah, see you next time.